Edwards just got a heck of a run. He came from nowhere.
I'm gonna tell you what, Kyle Busch, he can't get off the corner.
If he can get off of there, he can
But
do
here
it.
comes Boyer on the inside.
And look at the 99 of Edwards.
It seemed like the competition was so close that guys were forcing each other into mistakes, but there was just great racing through the field.
Well, I was back in the middle of the pack, and I saw the cars all fanned out, so I knew I didn't have a chance of winning the race. But you know, it's still fun to sit back as a spectator and watch. Try to pass a few cars, but you know, I hadn't realized how close Kyle had got to Jimmy on those restarts.
18 car Kyle Busch, if he's going to get the 48, he's running high in 1 and 2 and low in 3 and 4. That's the hot line.
I kept running as hard as I could to get by the 48 car, and I just kept missing it and missing it and missing it. And the air that those cars produce is so huge because when you get behind somebody, it's like you hit a wall.
You know, the restarts are so tricky because when you're leading, you don't know if you want to run the top, run the bottom. It's pretty easy for some guys to get some runs, get slide jobs.
The restarts at the end obviously helped, and but you know, the way Jimmy ran that outside line, he could carry his momentum through the corners, and you really couldn't do anything with him unless he bobbled, and you're not going to see Jimmy Johnson bobble.
The top side was the best way for me. I mean, everything that I was trying to do, whenever I got to the top and I could ride up there, my car felt the best, but I couldn't ever get him off of that line. You know, he just kept running the same line all night. He never went down to the bottom, so I could get a shot to drive up on his outside at all. So I kept working the bottom and seeing if there was anything there, and there never was anything that I could get enough of a run down the straightaway that I could slide him even getting into the corner. So you just kind of had to ride it out.
And Boyer's going to put the big slide job on him. He does.
Obviously, those guys got battling pretty hard back there for second, which helped Jimmy get a little bit of a lead. And, you know, he just ran a really smooth race.
I knew Jimmy had checked out there for a little bit, but it was a better race than I thought it was. Those guys did a heck of a job.
Jimmy he had us covered the whole race pretty much. I mean, he was just, you know, rolling. He hit his marks. You know, his car was good, and he didn't make any mistakes or bobbles. And that's what it's all about right there. To me, that's the best racing of the year.
Tonight, Jimmy Johnson's going to take home the checkers.
Pretty impressive.
That's pretty awesome. When your 5th championship and the Prelude to the Dream all in 1 year, that's pretty much a dream year.
Well, a year ago, he wins the heat race. This year, he comes and wins the main event. So you can tell every year he was getting more comfortable each time, getting better and better, and it led to a huge win, which up to that point, I don't know that I've ever seen Jimmy Johnson that excited winning anything in a Cup car as he was winning the Prelude.
It's time again to put it on the line. The drivers are ready to take the green flag for the 7th Prelude to the Dream. It's going to be a wild ride. You can see it live Wednesday, June 8th, only on pay-per-view. It's going to be another stellar night.